Hi everyone, Christina Warner here. Welcome to another video for SimonsTheStamp.com. Today I'm going to be using the Jack-O-Lanterns stencil as well as a die, and you'll see that in a little bit. But I really wanted to create kind of like a stack of pumpkins with these Jack-O-Lantern faces on them, and I thought it'd be really fun to do the stenciling on black cardstock. This is some Licorice Twist cardstock from Bazzill, and I'm going to use a few different colors of Distress Oxide inks. Starting out with Carved Pumpkin, I've taped off a portion of the faces that are a little bit close to this pumpkin shape, just so I don't accidentally stencil something that I don't mean to. So I'm going to be moving bits of tape around as I do all this stenciling. I'm now using Wilted Violet, and I'm going to bring that purple in on the other side of the pumpkin. I'm going to have kind of more colorful pumpkins, but I want to make sure I do have quite a bit of orange so that they do look like pumpkins. And I'm just going to move these two larger pumpkin shapes around, and I'm going to rotate them and turn them a little bit so that I have a bunch of different pumpkin shapes to work with. So the color palette that I'm using, which has the carved pumpkin, wilted violet, and now peacock feathers, I thought these colors would look really, really cool, almost like the colors you see in oil. Like when it hits the light, you see kind of like that iridescent psychedelic color mix. And I thought that would look really, really cool, especially on top of this black cardstock. I'm using some Picket Fence Studios blender brushes today. These are the life-changing blender brushes. I'm using 3 smaller ones for the colors I'm using on the pumpkins. And then when I do the faces, I will eventually use one of the smallest brushes, which I had someone ask in a comment a while back, why would you ever need such small blending brushes? Well, it turns out this is one of those times when you need a small blending brush so that you can get all of those details on those faces and you don't run the risk of stenciling one of the faces that's next to the one you're using. So I'm bringing in more of these colors. Another reason why I wanted to use Distress ink in particular is because Distress Oxide ink works well on dark surfaces. So that's why it's able to go on top of this black cardstock. So here I am with that very, very small Picket Fence Studios life-changing blender brush, and it's the perfect size to just go over that face. It's kind of the size, maybe a little bit smaller than an electric toothbrush, those round electric toothbrush heads. It's just a little bit smaller than that, and it's the perfect size to go over all of these little faces. For the faces, I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I considered using some black soot ink, but I didn't think it would be as stark black as I wanted, so that's why I'm using the VersaFine ink. And so I added all of those faces, and then I went back through using one of the small brushes, and I added some Twisted Citron Distress Oxide ink for all of the stems on the pumpkins. I definitely think you could leave these stems off if you wanted to, but I decided to add them at the last minute. I then took the Boo die set from Simon that just came out last month, and I ran it through my die cutting machine to cut some vellum and white. I trimmed down my pumpkin piece. I took an eighth of an inch off each edge, so it ended up being 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 tall. And I put that on a white card base. The card base is made out of some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and I scored that at 5.5 inches to create a top folding card. I put some Tombow Extreme adhesive on the back of my pumpkin pattern, and then adhered that directly onto the front of the card. So the letters that I cut out earlier, I did 2 layers of vellum for the wide, very bold letters, and then I did 4 layers of white for the dainty, very thin lined letters. And I just adhered those together using some Gina K Designs Connect glue. To finish off this card, I added some small white details using a number 10 bold Jelly Roll pen. I just added sort of some little sparkle type images and some dots just to fill in those areas and make it look a little bit more magical. And that finishes the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can pick up the Jack-O-Lantern stencil as well as the Boo die set over at SimonsTheStamp.com. Thanks so much for watching today, and if you enjoyed this Halloween video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so I know you liked it. On screen, I've got 3 more Halloween cards for you to check out. I don't do a lot of Halloween cards, so some of these are from previous years, but I hope you enjoyed them anyhow. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in another card video very, very soon.